We in the studio. We in the studio. With Rob in the studio. In the studio. In the studio. Catch a vibe in the studio. In the studio. We in the studio. With Rob. We in the studio. In the studio. We in the studio. Yeah, I'm in the studio with Rob. I need to make the heat flicker. Izzle on it, only thing can make a Rico beat sicker. So listen and get your wisdom. Gemstones on your head. Tub with the OG like Flintstones, good in bed. Been living a long time and he got something to say. Depending on how you feeling, dog, you might got something to pray. This type of influence that you ain't gotta filter through your liver. We in the studio with Rob. Come let the heat rock simmer.
Yo, what's up? Welcome.
This fun.
Welcome to another episode of In the Studio with Rob. I am Rob. And welcome. As always, I'm with my man Izzle. What's going on, young fella?
Feeling good, feeling great, sir. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing well.
Oh, wait, I should have checked before we started, but we have to see now because this is delicious and I have to check if I'm able to drink it or not. So tell me if you can hear this.
Yep, we can hear you drinking.
I will not drink any more coffee for the remainder of the podcast episode. All right. So with that, hey, last topic was fun. We talked about being enablers, right? Mm-hmm.
And you got some feedback, positive feedback. So if you didn't check that out, make sure you go check it out. It was pretty good.
Anyway, you get your podcast, YouTube, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, all that.
Come.
And so what we moving on. We might come back and hit that again in another way a little bit, because I think sometimes 30 minutes not a whole lot, but I can always give you some more.
Go ahead.
So. Yo, man.
They're gonna get it.
Yeah. Anyway, whatever he pausing for, I don't know. Anyway, what I'm talking about, we're gonna come back and talk some more about being an enabler. So I can do it a little bit more, maybe a little bit more details or give more examples. But today, we're gonna talk about running in place. Busy versus productivity. So let me ask you this, Izzle, have you ever said or had somebody say to you, "Man, I'm so busy. I got so much to do today"?
Yes.
And when you find out what they doing, is like, you doing stuff, but you ain't really going nowhere. It's not really productive stuff, And I hate to do this, but women, y'all do this a lot. Y'all do busy work.
Gotta get interesting.
I know. Y'all do busy work. It's like, y'all always got to be moving, got to be doing stuff. But it's like, is it really necessary? Or is it just so you can feel like you did something? Men, sometimes y'all need to do more busy work. Y'all lazy. So I'm here for y'all. But
there's a medium somewhere.
But what I'm saying is, busy, when you busy, it's like, I just got, I feel like I'm active. I'm busy. I'm being active. I'm moving around. I'm doing stuff. I'm busy. That's busy. Productivity is an intention of getting something done.
Ooh, I like that. Bars.
So you can sometimes be active, but not do anything or get anything done.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that I've learned, and this, I'm gonna use some stuff when I used to coach basketball for kids. I used to have kids, and they show you that they could dribble, and they be like, they dribbling, they shaking in the same spot. They busy, they working it. Mm-hmm. They like, and they happy because they can do all this stuff, but you're in the same spot. So what I used to try to get them to do is, I'm okay with you doing your little dance, but your dance got to move you forward. Mm-hmm. It got to get you somewhere. It got to get something done. And that's the same thing in life. Don't just stand in the same spot, patting the ball and shaking. Move forward. Get something done. And how do you do? You have to have a purpose. You got to know what you need to get done.
So it's almost as if they were like running in place.
Running in place. Yeah. And so it's like, again, running in place. You're on the treadmill. You worked
I
out.
hate treadmills.
Yeah, but you on the treadmill, you working out, you getting your steps in, and again, it has some value, but it's not the same as if you was out on the street running somewhere. And one, it makes it easier because you know you're going somewhere when you're running. Or if somebody's chasing you, you running away from them. I had a purpose. If I'm on the treadmill and they chasing me, I'm probably not going to get that far. I'm probably going to get caught.
You're literally going to get where the treadmill is.
Right. So, but again, you got to have a purpose. You can't be running in place. You can't just be doing things for the sake of saying I did it, or I was busy today. I had to clean this over. How many times can you wash the same dish? Or you're preparing everything. You keep looking busy, looking like you're doing something for everybody else. It's really, and I think that's what happens. We do stuff sometimes so that we can feel like it was a meaningful day. But if you really look back, did your day have any purpose in it? Mm-hmm. Did you have what was the value that came out of your busy work? And again, I'm not saying cleaning it all the time. You need to clean. But cleaning every day is ridiculous. I mean, if it's, you got a bunch of kids, of course, they clean up after themselves, and that's different. But sometimes we just do stuff so that we can say we was doing it. And then it's like, what's the value? What did I produce? When you go to work and you have, I got all these things on my list to do. Okay, what are those things producing? Because as a manager or as a leader, I want to know what value you added to the company. I don't care that you answered 40 emails that didn't bring any value to the company. I want to know what value you brought. But you was busy. It looked good, but there was no value. So I think what we have to start doing is evaluating the value that our life has, the productivity. So what am I producing out of my life? As opposed to, am I just running from here to there and I'm doing a lot of stuff, but it's not showing or not producing anything. Do you produce anything of value? And again, some of you may look at it when you see, and let me put it this way. The problem we have sometimes is that we don't evaluate our life or evaluate the things that we're doing. Some of the things you're doing, you probably should say, I don't need to do that no more. I can cut this out. I can eliminate this so that I can do more productive things. But the problem is we don't evaluate our life. And if you're not going to evaluate your life, if you're not going to really look at what you're doing or what you're not doing, how can you ever grow? So growth comes from sometimes you got to look back, look at what you're doing, and then check off the things you need to do better, things you need to eliminate, things you need to add, so that you can have a productive day versus just a busy day. A busy day will have you tired. When you get on that treadmill, when you get off, if you was running or if you was walking at a fast, you're tired. You ain't going nowhere, but you're tired. So it's not about just being tired at the end of the day. It's about looking back at the end of the day. Because one of the things I've learned is that when I've had productive days at work or anywhere, it's like when the productivity was high, I'm not as tired because I feel good about what happened. So it gives me a little burst of energy. It makes me feel better of the work that I put in because there was some value that came out of it.
Intentional motion.
Look, same thing. Again, you dribbling this ball. If I shake you and get to the rim and get a layup, I had a purpose and I got some value out of what I just did. I feel good about that. If I just stood there and dribble, and the next thing you know, the shot clock ran out, it might look good. People might say, oh, he got some handles. But you got nothing from it. You didn't get a bucket. But you got nice handles.
Oh, you got some.
So you want people to just say it for your life, or you want to say for your life, I got handles, or I finished. I got something. I produced a bucket. I produced some value out of it. You need value out of the things that we're doing. And again, some of that is looking back. Cut out some of the nonsense that you're doing. Cut out some of the stuff that it's just got you running on a treadmill. Cut out some of that and see what you can add in its place that will be productive for you. Again, you know, like a lot of, you know, people think that, you know, busy hands, you know, it's like I'm staying busy. I don't want to be idle, because when I'm idle, my mind run and I do all these. I'm not saying that you don't continue to do something. I'm just saying you have to do something of value. Do something that means something, not just doing stuff to be doing stuff. Because what happens is eventually that busy stuff, you don't even think about it no more. So in reality, your mind is still idle because you don't have to think about it. I don't have to think about drive. Sometimes, you know, you ever drove your car home and you get home and you're like, yo, I don't even remember getting here. You left work. I would leave work and pull up in the driveway and be like, I don't even remember nothing that happened on the highway, because it was so routine. It was just happened. Mm-hmm. So what I started doing was I started going home different ways, because I was like, yo, this is dangerous. I don't like not knowing or not paying attention that much. But we do the same thing in life. We do things out of repetition. We do things out of habit, and we don't even understand that we're not thinking about it anymore. So now our mind, even though we're doing that thing, mm-hmm. your mind is still wandering off into the never land, into thoughts that you shouldn't have, because you don't have to think about this no more. So you got to learn how to do things that force you to think. First of all, mm-hmm. force you to pay attention to what you're doing. If I'm paying attention to what I'm doing, I'm less likely to be thinking about all these other crazy things that could pop up in our head. But the problem is, again, we get comfortable, and life shouldn't be comfortable all the time. Sometimes you have to challenge yourself. You have to put yourself in uncomfortable situations in order for you to grow and expand. You know, they got this sister that be on, you know, I see her sometimes. She always talk about capacity, your capacity, stretch your capacity. And I think, unfortunately, what happens is most of us don't want to stretch our capacity, or aren't willing for our capacity to be stretched, because we're unwilling to be uncomfortable. And you have to be uncomfortable sometimes in order to grow. Life is never going to be easy. Life ain't easy. It's just what it is. It's going to be difficult at times. You're going to have some ups, you're going to have some downs. You can't eliminate the downs. You go through the downs in anticipation of an up. But also, while you're down, you're learning and you're growing. So then the work that you're doing when you're down is not just busy work, it's productive to help you get back up. But if you down and all you're doing is busy work, you ain't never gonna come back up anyway, because it had no value to help you get back up. So you have to understand and kind of go through, understand that life ain't easy. It's gonna be difficult. But there's a value in doing things that are productive versus just doing things that keep me busy. I'm just staying busy. Wow, what are you staying busy doing? Sometimes you need to sit back and do nothing and think. Some of us are so busy we never think. It's like, yo, I'm just running, man. I got so much I got to do. I got to take the kids here, or I got to take my girl here. I got to do this for I got to do this for my mom. I got to do this for my dad. I got to do this. But you never sit back and think. So you have no plan or purpose for your life anyway, because you just running. So yeah, you busy, but there's no value. There's no productivity coming out of your busyness. It's just stuff. And I think you have to understand that you have to pull back from the stuff and come up with your plan, your purpose. What am I doing this for? What's the intention? What intention do I have behind doing this busy stuff? Is there an intention? Is there something that I'm trying to gain from it? Is there something that I need to gain from it? And if there is, then you figure out the plan to make it where sometimes it don't have to be just busy. It needs to be planned out, scheduled, so that it's of value. and not just I'm just doing stuff. Because you could have I go back when I was working, different projects, right? People would be saying they doing stuff, and we would have a purpose. This is what we trying to complete, and people would be doing stuff, but what they were doing didn't always add value to what we were trying to complete. But they were busy, and that was on me as a leader. I'm like, I don't need them to do this no more. I need them to do this, whatever, because this is going to add value. What they're doing is just, it's busy, killed their day, but it didn't bring anything to us as an organization. So we have to make sure that if you're a leader, you're looking at, are your people busy or are they being productive? If you're an individual for your own life, you need to look at yourself. Am I busy or am I being productive?
Yeah, I think individually it's kind of like a mental health thing to be able to discern that, because a lot of people move around, burn themselves out because they need to feel like they're not wasting time or they're busy accomplishing something. But if you're not accomplishing anything or you're not prioritizing, you're kind of just doing something that could wait. So you could maybe be getting some rest in that amount of time that you feel like you needed to wash a wall, like something like a wait, and then now your whole day is packed, right? Because there was some things in there that you could have spread or waited for tomorrow. You spread yourself too thin because you want to be busy instead of productive.
Yeah, and I think it's important for people to know that rest is not a bad thing. Sometimes you need to rest and get your thoughts together, get your body right, so that you can do the work. But if you just stay busy and you never get the rest, and that, like you said, that's why you get the burnout. Now I'm so frustrated. I can't deal with my kids no more. I need a break. You needed a break because you was doing stuff that you ain't need to do in the first place.
I mean, I feel like I sleep all right, and I'm still the kids.
But see, that's a whole nother conversation about, and we talk about that at some point. But again, even with kids, and I got a few. But one thing I've learned is that
Abraham.
One thing I've learned about when you have kids and when they're little is that you don't have to be burned out because of your kids if you teach your kids how to sometimes soothe themselves, play with each other. They will give you breaks throughout the day if you teach them. But at the same time, it's the busy part of it. Kids are active. They ain't busy. They just active. But what happens is we try to stay as active as they are, but it's not fulfilling to us. So it's like, I need to give you time where you can be active by yourself, where it doesn't tear down the house, but you can still be active, and I can be in whatever state I need to be in, whether that's a work or from home, or if that's I just need a hour to watch TV. Y'all got an hour to do this, draw and write and whatever it is. But again, that's all about training. But I don't need to burn myself out trying to keep up with kids or people, or just from running around in a circle. I'm running around in a circle and I'm like, I can't take this no more. It's too much. And if you really evaluated your life, you'd be like, most of this stuff that I'm burnt out about, I ain't even have to do. What am I burnt out about? I ain't even have to do all this. So it's not even on it's like, it's not the stuff we do as much as it's like, did I need to do the stuff?
Did I need to do it right now?
Yeah, and right. Either do I need to do it at all? Does it need to be done right now? But you need to kind of.
Do I need to do it? Does it have to be me? I can delegate. Sometimes you can delegate.
Hey,
I have kids. Guess who doesn't get the remote anymore?
I love the fact that the kids got a little older, they can cut the grass. Now, I ain't let them do it all the time because I kind of enjoy some of it. But at the same time, when they get older, they can do that. They can go shovel the snow. I ain't got to go shovel no snow. I'm talking to a friend of mine the other day. He got big old boys Ain't talking about he got to shovel the snow and how hard it's going. No, they go shovel the snow. You gonna supervise them shoveling the snow. It don't have to be that hard. But if we don't ever delegate, and again, this is also part of teaching our kids responsibility and getting them to work a little bit, because in life you're gonna have to work. But they're here. I'm gonna feed you. I'm gonna take care of you. But you can help. You can help out around the house. You can pick up after yourself. I don't have to clean up after no 10-year-old. The 10-year-old can pick up his own stuff. He may not be mopping the floors yet, even though when I was a kid, I think we had to do kind of stuff like that.
All right, yeah, you guys didn't really have shoes either,
yeah.
so.
But I mean, you clean up after yourself. You teach kids to do certain things. You give them, by the time they in middle school, they washing their own clothes. You in high school. Hopefully if you don't have a job, or you can get a little part-time job or something to pay your own phone bill, because you run up the phone bill.
That happened twice. That happened twice.
So you can work for free, because you're really working for free.
So we were the checks. Oh man. But anyway, did y'all used to hang up your clothes, like when y'all wash clothes? You used to hang it up outside.
Some of them. But we had dryers too. Not in the house. We went across the street to the water. They had washer and dryers.
Oh, all right.
But my mom did hang some, like, she didn't hang our clothes up, but she would hang like blankets and stuff like that up outside. Because again, when I grew up in the South, it was hot. So that stuff dry quick. But anyway, I mean, but that would be busy work. Like, my mom could be stressed out because she got to wash everybody's clothes. And get everybody clothes in and fold up and all this other stuff, as opposed to saying, okay, clothes need to be washed, bring them stuff over here. After they wash, you fold up your clothes, and put them away. Busy work would say from her would have been all the clothes back in the house. Now she's sitting there folding up everybody's clothes, putting them up, and then she's like, oh, I'm so tired. Well, that's on you, because you got kids that could have folded up their own clothes. You chose either not to teach them to fold their clothes and put them away, or you chose, even if they knew how, not to get them to do it. Mm-hmm. But so now you're busy. You're like, oh, I got so much. And now you think about the next thing you got to do. And it's like, yo, you could have been doing the other stuff that they can't do if you would have said, do this for them. But again, and I know I hope you guys were able to keep up with this, because we was a little, kind of got caught up on some other stuff. But at the same time, you can't. You was busy being busy in your brain and not productive. So slow down. Be ready. Be able to evaluate your life. Evaluate the things that you're doing. Look at them. Do you need to do that, or can you chill? And also be willing to relax.
Sometimes you gotta chill.
Let your mind take a break sometime. And think about what's next, what you need to do versus the things that you are doing.
Feel like you gotta do.
You just doing stuff.
To feel like you moving.
And you ain't going nowhere.
You running in place, cuz.
You get nowhere doing that.
Except the place you started at.
Same steps.
Different speeds.
So at some point you gotta decide for yourself, do I want to get off this treadmill or this hamster wheel?
That's even worse than the treadmill. Bad for your feet too.
Yeah, you want to get off this hamster wheel, get off the treadmill, and actually start moving. Then look at what you're doing. Take away some of the busy stuff out of your life and do more productive things. Do the productive things. Do the things that will bring value to your life, bring value to your job, bring value to the other people around you. Because, it's funny. You ever seen, like, in relationships sometimes, people always seem like they want to do stuff for you when it's like, I don't really need that, but they just want to do it because it make them feel like I'm showing him that I love him. I just want to do this for him and do this for her because she'll know I love her. And in reality, the other person's like, I don't even care about that kind of stuff because that ain't their love language. It's just you were busy doing stuff for love, but you had no value because it wasn't what they needed. So we have to make sure that we ain't just doing busy stuff for love in relationships. You ain't busy in your relationship. You adding value to your relationship. Don't just do something for me because you think, oh, it's a thing to. I cook for him every night. Well, I like to cook, but I ain't bought, or maybe I don't need you to cook for me every night. Maybe sometimes I want to go out. But you doing it because you think it's the thing to do, and it's gonna make me love you more, or make me care about you more. And in reality, it's not even something that is speaking to my love language. But you were busy doing it. You did a great job, but it had no value. I bought her flowers every day. I bring her flowers every week. Every week I bring her a dozen roses, and she still won't. That's because she don't like flowers, bro. But you were busy getting them flowers and bringing them in and putting them in the vase, and baby, I brought you some more, but you never took the time to see if it had any value. Slow down, understand what the value is for whatever it is you need to do in your life. And then with that value, when you start adding value to your life, you won't be as tired because you get that energy from knowing you had something that was produced at the end of the day, at the end of the week, at the end of the project. So, are we going to keep running in circles? You going to stay on the hamster wheel? You going to stay busy and wonder why you're so tired? Or are you going to evaluate your life and figure out how you can do things that's more productive versus things that are just stuff?
I mean, we went the whole podisode route saying it, and it's pretty obvious, but work smarter, not harder.
Work smarter, not harder. Some of y'all, some of y'all got to be smarter to work hard, smarter.
Some of y'all got y'all all effort and continue.
Yeah.
Keep trying.
Some of y'all ain't gonna get this because y'all just like, I just know I gotta do what I gotta do.
Definitely gotta have the IQ to put the plan together.
Yeah, you
You're not. Everybody's not a planner.
Hey, but I will tell you this: if you want to change, if you want to have less stress and less busy things to do in your life, if you want that change and you don't know how to do it, find somebody that can help you. It's okay to get some help. You can't do it. Okay, maybe you ain't that right. I don't know you. So maybe you can go to Israel and say, yo, man, you my homie, we cool with it. Hey, why? Every time I be doing this all day. And he can say, well, you should stop.
Facts. And also pay me though, because my time is money. You need the perfect advice. You don't need the perfect paycheck. You know what I'm saying? This advice ain't free.
And that's what some people.
I teach y'all to change your life too.
Some of y'all can find free people, just your friends.
Yeah, try that, man. You're gonna get some free advice, and that advice is gonna seem free when you do it too. You like, dang, that was free. You get what you pay for. That's what y'all gonna be saying. Y'all could have paid me. And I don't know the plan. Well, I'd have got somebody right plan. I'd have delegated the plan though, because I delegate. See, that's some free game right there. That's all I'm giving y'all.
Delegation.
That's all I'm gonna give y'all.
Delegation, people. All right, so I hope y'all understand. Look, what I'm doing here, I'm trying to give you things to think about, things to help you. But if you think about it and then work on it, you will find things get a little easier in your life. However, this is just me. I'm just talking to you. This is our opinion, my thoughts. You can get more. You can go read for yourself. You can go get some paid help. You can go do whatever you got to do. But at least start doing something. I just want to challenge you to make some changes and not just get stuck in doing the same thing over and over and over again and then wondering why it's not changing. Get off the hamster wheel. Get off the treadmill. And start doing things that's going to move you forward. And then you'll see what's happening. So with that, Izzle,
You
got, man? You got anything for us, man?
Nah, honestly, the people, I gave y'all the free game, I can give y'all, and we're not really taking questions right now because then I got to answer it, and then that's more free game. So, now listen, he gave y'all what he can give y'all. All right, people, are you cool, people? Be productive this week, people.
Be productive this week, all right?
Or be less busy, because that's also a little productive.
That's true. Sometimes some of y'all need just rest.
Chill.
Get some rest, man.
Stop talking.
Stop.
Stop moving. Like, you doing too much. Just chill. Just relax. Like, just relax. What are you doing?
And you will be happy with your relaxation.
You might wake up from a nap and not want to smack your spouse. I mean,
all of a sudden, your spouses seem so much nicer, and they didn't do nothing. It was just you that needed to relax. Wasn't it? It was you.
You might wake up on a nap and then be like, you know what? I don't need to drink that bottle today.
That's right.
Look at you not being an alcoholic because you got some sleep.
All because you needed some rest.
Cure, miracle.
The pressure is too much for you. Rest, take it off.
Now you're not busy drinking. You're more productive.
There you go. So with that, we're going to get up out of here. Hopefully y'all got a little something out of this. It was fun for us, but we'll see what happens.
I mean, it'll be a fun week.
But I want y'all, as y'all listen to this, make sure you go ahead and like on it, so other people can check us out too. You know, that algorithm thing when you like stuff, it goes to different places to help people hear it. So that algorithm thing, whatever that is, I don't really know. But I know that if I like something, all of a sudden a bunch of stuff pop up that's similar. So, anyway, hopefully you guys can hook us up. But
hopefully, no, actually go and do this stuff that he's saying. But tell some friends, people. We're not doing this for fun. I mean, it's fun, but we're not doing it for fun.
We're doing this to help people.
Yeah, and we're
doing this to help.
No, I know that.
And so therefore, we want you to help us reach others that we can help.
Help us help y'all.
That's it.
Help Rob. Help the people.
The people. That's all I care about.
Only you can prevent forest fire. That's somebody else. My fault.
Yeah, that's somebody
else. I don't even know.
All right, people, we're going to get up out of here with that one. So I hope you guys got something out of it. We appreciate you listening, and we'll check you out again in another week or so.
And remember, as always, he's Rob. I just look like him.
Peace.
Gotta go, bye.
Studio. We in the studio. We in the studio. We Rob in the studio. In the studio. In the studio. Catch a vibe in the studio. In the studio, we in the studio. We Rob, we in the studio. In the studio, we in the studio. Catch a vibe. Yeah, I'm in the studio with Rob. I need to make the heat flicker. Is alone and only thing can make a Rico beat sicker. So listen and get your wisdom. Gemstones on your head. Good with the OG like Flintstones. Good in bed. Been living a long time and he got something to say. Depending on how he feeling, dog, he might got something to pray. This type of influence that he ain't got to filter through your liver. We in the studio with Rob. Come let the heat rock simmer.